Hello friends and welcome back. This is episode 4 of our Long Live the Queen Let's Play. We are here at week 25 and we are probably getting close to what should be some pretty big moments, I have a feeling, in our young queen's life. I think there are some things coming up maybe that we need to be aware of. At least that's what the commenters seem to be saying in the last episode. And yes, I do read all of them, so no spoilers please, just saying. But there were people guessing that, trouble is a-brewing. Anyway, let's get right into things here, since, still have a lot more to do. We're only halfway through the potential game. Somebody mentioned something about maybe it being 40 weeks instead of 50. I had read 50 somewhere. But we're going to start off in the best possible way I think I could, which is to continue working on things that have large bonuses attributed to them. So conversation and royal demeanor, both things I want to continue to push. Especially since we've got this, the green stat bonus from our outfit being changed. I believe that at least that's how that works anyway. So what do I want to do today? I think I want to work on flattery and composure or presence. Well, I want to get everything over 50 that I can. So why don't we do composure and flattery? Because I feel like 50 is like a solid place to be in general. So composure, flattery. Gotta remember the 3 seconds it takes for me to get over to the classes menu here. So, royal demeanor, composure, and flattery. There's kind of a funny thing happened on the last episode, or the episode before or something, that apparently I had picked the options that I had picked in the wrong order or something, so it ended up costing me points or something like that. I didn't really follow exactly what happened, but I gotta watch out for that kind of thing too. So week 25, morning. We're now at threshold 40. At your command, your teacher strikes your palm with a leather taus. I'm not sure what that word means. And you learn to bear the sting. Even still, at 28, I'm still learning new vocabulary words. I enjoy that. And especially when I get this sort of like a literary sort of game to teach me, I feel better about it too. Threshold of 50. You lie on a couch and try to remain relaxed while your teacher smacks your heels with a leather taus. Wow, so that's kind of messed up. It's like sort of pseudo-torturing you a little bit. Alright, so we made a ton of progress here in flattery. So we reached 40, 50, and 60. 40. Visual elements are best to flatter on first meeting. They are expected to be noticed right away. If you've spent more time with someone, suddenly complimenting their attire will ring false. Okay. At 50, small personal details help you make the recipient of your flattery feel like that you have truly noticed them, which is always better than a simple, how nice you look. And level 60. Most people want to believe they are successful and well-liked more than they want to believe that they are handsome. Alright, fair enough. Play to these beliefs, and they will be inclined to enjoy your company, even if they should know better. Alright, looks like she's learning the art of treachery. Test, logistics, and trade failed. Staring up into the sky out your window, you notice a strange flash of light. Divination failed. +1 cheerful. A falling star pretty. Okay, I guess that should be something I should know better about, and I didn't, so I thought it was pretty, which is kind of like, I don't know, I guess ignorance is bliss, right? So it's kind of good. Do we want to keep her cheerful, or do we want to make her willful? So, which, is it willful that makes me able to learn strategy, or is that's angry, isn't it? What would diminish cheerful and increase anger? Is there one like that? There may be. Lonely, what's the opposite of cheerful again? Depressed. So +1 to depressed would do it, and I don't really want afraid. 2 yielding, 1 depressed, 1 pressured. Probably wouldn't really help either. Since these don't really seem to have anything else to them, it's really just about what you want to manipulate into what position. Willful and lonely, it takes surprisingly long. You should just be able to be like, hey, I want to move this one up, instead of this little mini game you have to do each time. But I guess it sort of gives you some context with which to make judgment calls here. I don't know, let's do sports again. You take to the court for a few games of tennis, field thrill competition. Eventually I'm going to probably just stop reading that because I've said it a few times now. So our mood is basically exactly the same. I'm fine with it, I guess we'll just keep rolling on. So let's stick to conversation, since this seems to be a thing that I can really push now. I guess history wouldn't be terrible, but we don't have a huge bonus in it. And athletics also would work. Composure, presence. I guess we could work presence a little bit, and public speaking. Those things together seem like they actually make a lot of sense to go with each other, too. presence and public speaking. There we go. Done. Week 26 morning, so we reached 50 and 60 in presence. We've got, you practice focusing your attention on individuals as you pass, letting them feel a brief connection with you before you formally acknowledge them with a nod. 60, you practice being aware of your environment, seeing everything as it transpires around you and feeling that you are in control of it all. Afternoon, level 60 and 70. 60, you borrow the menu for an upcoming banquet and practice delivering it as a dramatic speech to an audience of confused chambermaids. 70, you learn about debate techniques and practice them by trying to convince a castle gardener why a new fountain would be a good idea. Okay. That seems like we're taking a step backward at this point. Alright, we've got unpleasant news to report. Adair, the young lord of Elath, has been assassinated. +1 to afraid. What? He was shot with a crossbow while playing on the grounds of his grandfather's estate, so I unknowingly sent that boy to his death. That's, well, I mean, potentially, maybe the assassin would have followed him wherever else. How did this happen? Where were the guards? This is not the first time such events have happened within the realm of Ishtar. So if I would have known that Ishtar maybe was necessarily quite dangerous, maybe I shouldn't have sent him there. The Earl of Ishtar's first wife and oldest daughter also died under mysterious circumstances. Well, this isn't very mysterious if the dudes shot him. But then again, I mean, assassins are kind of mysterious. Don't really understand that. Foreign intelligence failed. Then his other daughter married young and died giving birth to Adair. With Adair dead, the only family is left in is his second wife and their son Connor, who's 15. So I can either blame the Earl of Ishtar or blame no one. I mean, do we think the Earl of Ishtar was behind him being assassinated? Is that the implication here? I'm not sure I understand the collective sphere of influence enough to really be able to make a judgment call like that, so I'm going to go ahead and blame no one. +1 to depressed. No matter what we do, things keep going wrong. Then there is the matter of the Duchy of Elath. By blood, the nearest living heir is Talaris, the Duke of Sedna in Talas. Internal affairs failed, but he's not even a Novan. One of his ancestors was. Elath is a major duchy. You cannot afford to lose control of it. I can now either name a Novan heir, name Talaris the heir, or delay. Delaying, I don't know if is a good idea. I mean, I don't really know if I have enough context to really make any of these judgments properly. Well, if I don't want to lose it, the one thing that seems to be kind of obvious to me is maybe I want to put, you know, someone who is one of my people there, but that could result in some civil unrest amongst their people if they're not, you know, happy with the fact that I just sort of made a power grab with them. So I guess I'm gonna say name Talaris as the heir and hope this works out. Chances are it's not gonna. If Talaris is the rightful heir, then he must be Duke, but he can't be Duke of both places, so he'll have to give up the title of, to Sedna and become my subject. Let Talas worry about replacing their Duke. Very well. No other rulers before me. Achievement unlocked. Alright, so I don't know the implications of what I just did yet. That is the thing that comes along with being a naive little girl, aka 28-year-old guy, playing a game about becoming queen. So, what is my mood today? I think I want to kick Willful up into another notch, and I think the music has changed now that we're here in week 27. Right, this is not the same song. And oh, by the way, I lowered the music level a little bit. It was in episodes 1 and 2 a little louder. I thought it was drowning out my voice a little bit, so hopefully there's a reasonable level for everybody. Right, so I want to raise Willful, right? So what do I do to do that? I have to consult this every single time because I just apparently can't remember for 3 seconds. Willful and Angry seems like a good thing. I've never been here anyway. You're going to the dungeons. You sneak a peek at some of the luckless peasants held in the dungeons, petty thieves and troublemakers, now suffering in the dark. They're obviously bad people, but seeing them so miserable still feels unfair. There must be a better way. Oh wow, this is a new look. I've never seen this on her face. She looks determined. And she looks very anime, more so even than usual, I guess. Alright, so her mood now is Willful. And what skills do we get a bonus in for that? Let's see, we've got weapons, get a bit of a bonus, and military gets a bit of a bonus, so we could do some of that. I kind of miss doing history also. I feel like that's a thing that keeps coming up constantly every time there's one of these decisions to make. And as well as conversation is now kind of, wow, big bonus on that actually. Court manners, maybe I should do like court manners and Some kind of weapons or military strategy. Well, I needed to get archery and polearms up to a higher one before I can actually get swords past 50, right? Everything has to be up to that level, I think, or was it 25? I don't know. Why don't I just study polearms and court manners, and then we'll... No, you know what? I just want to do 2 things up here since we've got the huge bonus. We'll do flattery and public speaking. Yeah. Conversation, public speaking, conversation, flattery. I want to be good at manipulating people, I guess, as this character. I think is going to serve me well, and I think I just almost reached the maximum capacity on public speaking. We just got to 99.06 out of 100, I suppose. So at threshold of 80, your teacher assigns you to create and memorize a short speech of your own. 90, your teacher assigns you to read about a subject, memorize a few good phrases for the beginning and ending of the speech, then make up the rest on the spot. Man, I wish I could have gotten that little bit of a, tiny little bit left to finish out the 100. So flattery, we just got an increase of 22.48, putting us at 83.89. At the threshold of 70, a certain class of dramatic personality believes utterly that they are ugly and unpopular. Even if this is untrue, flattering their appearance will make them pull away and mistrust you. Instead, compliment their intelligence. This tends to be their weakness. At 80, most people want to believe they are special and will react well to hints that they are receiving slightly better treatment than others. However, too obvious favoritism will stir resentment, and only the vain enjoy it. Alright. Alice says, "My lady, there are letters for you." Another letter from Briony. Why does she keep writing me? We were never even friends. She says she's bored and lonely, and she's looking forward to seeing me at Gwinnell's birthday party. That's right, Gwinnell is about to turn 15. She'll be Duchess of Sudbury for real now. This other letter must be my invitation to her birthday celebration next week. Gwinnell and I were friends at school, and this will be a big event, but it's also a long way to travel. A lot of things can happen on the road. Divination just failed. I wonder what that's about. What am I... Oh, I guess to see if I have a chance of becoming, like, a target if I make that decision. You know, I feel like we're in the realm of impending doom. I've been very much locked up in my castle, but I think the king was right to do that. I think that is really the way that things should be right now, because I'm a very vulnerable person, considering there is, all this tumultuous stuff going on politically, so... somebody was just assassinated. Why don't I, unfortunately, send my regrets? I'd better stay here. I feel bad. I feel like I'm torturing the poor girl. She can't go out and see her friends or see anyone, really. She's just stuck. But at least we can sneak out of the castle all the time. That's the one thing she gets. So I'd like to put her in Angry, I believe would be the place to be right now. We get a little bit of history training or something like that. Because that is really an important thing. Where's Lonely going? Lonely is... what can I do to increase Angry? And I don't want Willful to go any higher, though. I want Willful to go down. Is there even anything that does that? So +2 Yielding. Depressed and Pressured. I have to, like, visualize this every single time. Actually, Depressed... That should actually do it perfectly, so we'll attend court. Sitting in on court session is not fun at all, but it pleases your father and may be important for your future. There we go. Now we've got that upset look on her face. So let's do one more little survey here. What is going to be our next move? Weapons have the big ol' bonus today. Conversations looking particularly well done. History, I was hoping for a bigger number than that, but oh well. We could do one in... Oh, Intrigue. I never did a lot with Intrigue at all. I need to figure out what to get Intellectual to the top. I'm pretty sure there's only one thing I haven't tried yet, right? It's Pressured, I think. I've done Cheerful recently, I've done Willful recently. I think I need to do Pressured for that. So we'll do, let's see, Polearms and Logistics, or Naval I'm spreading myself too thin here. And Economics, I haven't done hardly anything with that in a while. Yeah, let's do Logistics and Polearms. Okay, done. Weapons, Polearms, and Military Logistics. Done. Week 28 morning. Alright, we've got a bunch of bonuses here. So we're going to reach level 20. You practice walking while carrying a long weapon, getting the feel for its size and weight, and learning to maneuver without banging it into anything unintentionally. 30, you learn the basic stances, grips, and positions for staff fighting, and how to block a blow without crushing your fingers. 40, you practice standard attacks and sweeps with a long staff. You've unlocked a new outfit. I guess that's my fighting outfit. And week 28 afternoon, you study, this is 20, you study the kinds of equipment that soldiers need available, such as bedding, weapons, armor, medicine, bandages, and the tools to repair anything damaged. 30, you study different kinds of transport, animals, wagons, sledges, ships, boats, and boots. So there's a little bit of a linguistic manipulation skill there. So increased by 19.43, we're at logistics of 36.54. Bonus to angry. Sigh. All of my friends are at Gwinnell's party, I don't get to go, +1 to lonely. Court manners failed still? I sent Gwinnell a letter saying I couldn't come, but it was her mother, the Countess, who replied. I think she's insulted that I didn't consider the event important enough to attend. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Couldn't really do much about it, though. So I want to increase afraid and increase pressured. Is there one that does that? Minus will to willful... No. Pressured... I don't know that there is one that actually does that, is there? I haven't unlocked more areas, too. I feel like there's gonna be something over here on this side, maybe something over in the spire or some of these rooms. Well, I don't know. There's probably a combination for just about every need. But I really just need to increase pressured, mostly. And which ones of these even do that? Or conversely, just increase, or... No, the other way around. I want to decrease lonely, which I don't think there really is one like that. Cheerful, willful, lonely. -1 to angry. Is there another way I can manipulate this? Make... No, not really. Depressed, angry, willful, angry, lone, afraid. They're all frustrating. -1 to willful. Okay, that actually is close-ish. To our barracks, you are impressed with the discipline of the Novan troops, but the responsibility for the ways of their lives weighs heavily on your shoulders. Approximately 10 battalions under direct command. Okay. Now, I could change my outfit, right? Oh, man, I have all these different outfits now. Boost weapons, boost conversation, boost royal demeanor. What happens if I boost weapons? Oh, look at that. That's a nice little fighting outfit. Yeah, that actually is a substantial bonus. So what can I do here? Military... I mean, we're in the same position we were in a minute ago. Archery can go up. I mean, this is kind of my chance to get a little bit more of this weapon stuff leveled. So we'll do swords and archery for today's classes, because I feel like we're going to need to defend ourselves at some point coming up pretty soon, perhaps. So swords, weapons, archery. Done. Week 29 morning, level 60, you spar with a partner, trading blows while looking for openings to tag each other. 70, you begin to work with a metal blade, getting the feel for it, its weight and edge, as well as learning how to care for it. Okay, and this is now archery training. You learn about caring for your bow, level 40, how to store it between uses, string and unstring, check for damage or wear. You also learn that you should never fire a bow without an arrow on the string. Yeah, I guess, why would you do that anyway? Level 50, you strap on protective gear and practice gripping, drawing, and anchoring the bow before finally loosing a shot. Man, you gotta get to level 50 before you even fire a single arrow? That's pretty wild. Alright, matters have come to a crisis. Aris, the Duchess of Lilla, has declared civil war. What? Apparently she feels that you are a weak leader, unfit to be queen, and has managed to sway several others to her banner. Who is against me? A number of minor earls and countesses, the Duchess of Mead and the Duke of Kiggle. The Duchess of Sudbury is with Lilla. But Gwinnell's my friend. Oh, that's sad. Sudbury is completely surrounded by rebel duchies. She may not have a choice. The situation in Halas and Marie is less clear. Military success. Alright, for once, I got a freaking success. I love that there was a comment that was like, what if it just doesn't tell you when you succeed, because all I've ever seen is fail. What forces can she muster, and what are we still holding? We have 4 battalions, 2 companies, and 1 platoon. The naval side is, of course, useless in this conflict. Good, because I have 0 points in naval. By my estimate, Aris can field 5 battalions, 2 companies, and 1 platoon. That's not good. It will come down to a question of strategy. There are ways to increase the number of soldiers you have available. You could offer to pardon various imprisoned criminals in exchange for military service. Alright, now I have to think back to the people that I've put in jail. I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of those tests, right? Where we kind of circle back on the decisions we've made and see if they're going to end up becoming a problem for us. I've put a few murderers in jail, that's for sure. And I don't think any of them are particularly happy with me, so this feels like kind of one of those moments when you make yourself put yourself in a position of a death trap. So I'm going to say don't. And hope that there's another way out of this. Although, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? If I don't get the prisoners on my side and hope that I can defend myself, then I might just get killed by the other army. So, kind of talked myself around full circle on this one. I'm gonna tentatively actually pardon the criminals. Let's see what happens. Gotta make some decisive action happen at some point, right? Alright, let's do that. Criminals probably already know how to fight very well. Forces are in motion, but they take time to reach their peak. This is scary business here. So, we are at week 30. And I feel like I need to get angry down, pressured up again. What could I do to make anger go down? I guess I could go attend service. Chances are that would put me in cheerful, though. Let's see, can I fight a cheerful war? You attend service in the Castle Grove, letting the peace of the ritual calm your heart. I am still angry, it looks like. Mood, yeah, still angry. Well, we're tied for cheerful now, but I guess the prevailing one is whichever one was ahead before. Do I have time to get more military training or weapons training? And I'm not sure which one I might need more. Maybe a little bit of both. We could do one more training on swords and one more in military strategy, because it feels like that's going to be necessary right about now. Swords and military... where is it? There, strategy. I always, lose my place in this chart every single time. Okay, week 30 morning, we've reached level 80. You practice drawing your blade and striking at short notice from a variety of positions. Level 90, you learn techniques for thrusting your blade through armor to disable or kill your opponent. That is what you need to fight in the field. Alright, week 30, afternoon, studying. What is this moment that happens? I haven't seen this happen in a while, but it's like you just don't get an increase, apparently. Oh, your skill and strategy is now 50. You must may not increase the skill until other... Oh. Really? That's frustrating. I didn't really think about that. The negotiator for the rebels has arrived to speak with you. Surrender now, and I will be lenient. We are not here for our surrender. We are here for yours. You have one chance to avoid needless bloodshed. Agree to marry one of Duchess Aris' sons. She will become your regent and guide the domain into stability. You will be allowed to maintain a figurehead title. Crap. Well, this is kind of the make-or-break moment, isn't it? So if I agree, well, I don't get to have my own kingdom, really, per se. I get to become, a subordinate to someone, which is not really how I wanted to lead. Especially because I've been working pretty hard to try and get myself into a position where that actually could work out. If I refuse, I don't know what happens. I guess there's probably going to be some sort of a check that I will inevitably fail, and then they'll probably kill me. Well, is it that simple? I guess we would go to war then, right? They wouldn't just kill me. That's not really how negotiations work. Suggest compromise. I might be influential enough, but I don't know enough about military strategy and tactics or internal affairs to necessarily have the right idea. I don't really want to agree, though. I'd kind of rather die by my principles than, just kind of fall into line. I guess let's just suggest a compromise and see where this goes. I am willing to marry her son and listen to her advice, but not willing to give up my crown, public speaking success. Oh my goodness, finally some success. If we come to blows, there will be no true winner. Good soldiers will die, property will be devastated, the victor's rule will be tainted with blood. See, I knew when it came down to things, negotiation is kind of, well, hopefully diplomacy is like the first resort. Let's see. I am young, and perhaps the Duchess's wisdom would be useful to me as advisor, not regent. Let us work together for the good of Nova. Your terms are acceptable. Oh my goodness, I passed something for once. We will, of course, maintain control of our forces in order to prevent misunderstandings. Did I just navigate around something horrible? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what the implications are as we get a little further in here. Current mood is still angry. We could pull Willful ahead at this point, I think might be a good idea. +2 to Willful, +1 to Lonely. I was trying to get pressured up all this time, but I'll just do this. Sneak out of the castle. Alright, now we've got a mood of Willful. Skills are going to be Intrigue, which is kind of what I was hoping to get at for a while. Our weapons, swords are maxed out. That's good. Well, because of our outfit as well. Do I have an outfit that increases my ability to handle diplomatic concerns? Because that would be kind of useful, too. Conversation, I could actually... Wow, I have a big bonus there. 2.55. I could put that all into court manners, but I don't know. It doesn't feel right given what we just went through a second ago. I really need to just put... Why don't we just do, like, 2 into foreign intelligence and see if that helps us out. So classes, intrigue, foreign intelligence, go. Hopefully I don't over-level myself. I gotta keep in mind there's that cap, right? Alright, so at level 10, the current Duke of Sedna is 26 years old and unmarried. He might be considered a good marriage prospect for you if you desire stronger ties with the domain of Talas. Afternoon, we reach 20 and 30. The domain of Shangia, across the sea to the west, has been steadily increasing in size and now controls a wide range of coastline as well as most of the navigable rivers. At level 30, the political disruption in Tumbula in recent years has caused a disruption in their chocolate production. Well, that's a problem, which is to the benefit of Nova, particularly the Duchy of Kiggle. So we've reached a total foreign intelligence of 33.92, up from 0, so that's good, I suppose, anyway. Uh-oh. As you're walking through the Great Hall, a freak gust of wind suddenly blows out all the candles in the room. Divination failed. How strange, there must be an open window somewhere. The Duchess of Lilla and her retinue, okay, arrive at the castle to take their new places as your ministers and advisors. Somewhat to your surprise, Eris has not brought your new fiancé with her. My intent is for you to wed my youngest son, Thaddeus, as he is closest to your age. However, he is a fragile boy and unwell at the moment. You remember Thaddeus vaguely from school, and fragile is not a word you have used to describe him. Angry, unpredictably violent, often in trouble, and a terrible scholar, but not fragile. And he's going to be your husband? Court manner success. I do hope Thaddeus is not feeling too unwell. Is there anything I could do to provide assistance to him? Or, well, I just sort of made my own way through that sentence, but it said the same thing. Herbs, perhaps. Well, ready to fail a check? Here we go. I fear not. Have patience, and this will pass, as clouds always do. Is he often clouded? My son is a good boy, too good. When he was young, he saw something he shouldn't have, something no child should. What do you mean? I will not speak of it, and neither should you. Do not ask me, do not ask him. Wow. If he chooses someday to tell you his story, then perhaps that will help him, but it must be his choice. I want this marriage to be good for him. But what about good for me? Too late to change your mind now. Man, it's heavy, you know? This game is like, it's very kind of emotional in a subtle way that you don't really see reflected too often in games. So where are we at now? I think I want pressured again. Although, willful wasn't that bad, honestly. We could do... attend court, I suppose, would put us in the right position, I think. Let's do that. And I'm starting to click a little faster through all this stuff. So, mood, angry. Oh, okay, that put us all at baseline for just about everything. So, I guess we're going to be angry today. But you know what? It is week 32, so we had some tumultuous moments here. Oh, I forgot. Is there any other royal demeanor? Tea dress. I don't think I've ever worn the tea dress before. What does that do for my skills here? So we've got... Oh, that's probably not really necessary, is it? Probably rather put it into, like, fighting or something, because I think I really need the bonus there. If there was one that allowed me to have better skills with diplomacy or military strategy, that would really be good. So, I'll boost weapons again. But I'm thinking this is probably a good moment to wrap up this episode. We will continue on our little journey here and see if we can make it a few more weeks. Things are seeming like they might be coming to a head. We've obviously had some huge developments. We are now, you know, set to be wed to someone, which is a thing that I was kind of hoping to hold off until the last moment, unless, you know, someone made a lot of sense for me, hopefully as a person more so than as a strategic maneuvering moment, but, you know, that is how things go in royalty, I suppose. So, I will bid you adieu for another day. Thankfully, you guys seem to be very positive on this series. If you would like to continue that support, I would really appreciate it. And of course, I will continue to make new episodes provided you are still into that. It was suggested that, provided I die, that I should just start over again. You know, pretty likely I would at this point. Seems like this is a thing that you guys are into, and I'm still enjoying the game thoroughly, which is, again, a thing I never would have expected to have really been into, having started this and had almost no idea what this game was going to be about or like. And given that this is primarily a text-based game, you know, it's pretty much new territory for me. So again, I feel like I've expressed this sentiment a few times, but I'm just excited about it. So hopefully you guys are just as much as I am. So I will catch you next time, and I hope you have a lovely night. Talk to you later.